So when you look around at what you've heard from some of the other big chains reporting this earnings season, what are your conclusions about what's going on here?
Well, I think it really is about inflation. I mean, the other piece that's so important to restaurants is the job picture, which is quite good at this point. But as you said in the lead-in, inflation really is a double whammy. It does a couple of things. One is it puts tremendous upward pressure on the two biggest cost areas, food and labor. Those two combined are about two-thirds for full-service restaurants, about two-thirds of total cost, so quite significant. And the other thing is inflation is reducing discretionary income for many of the customers, and they're just not eating out with the same frequency. And when they do eat out, they're choosing menu items that are lower priced. And so I think that's a big piece of it. We can dig a little deeper about which customers are most affected.
Yeah.
But that inflation ultimately, I think, is the culprit here.
I guess the question is, what do you do about it? Because the obvious thing to do is try to lower the price point, but that's going to hurt profits. That McDonald's is already going to be embroiled in some fights with franchisees and things over its new $5 menu. You've got kind of the value wars. Do you think restaurants can ultimately find a way to hang on to profit margins, or are they just going to have to sacrifice those for a period?
Well, I think a couple of things. You have to step back and look at who's being most affected. So until more recently, it really was, I like to look at household income quintiles. It tells a lot. And until recently, it was the bottom two quintiles, that 40%, that was struggling the most. And they are important to everyone, but they're more important to the QSR players, McDonald's and those folks. As we've gotten in the last couple of quarters, what we've seen is the next two income quintiles, the second and the third, have also started to cut back. They are important, again, to quick service, but even more important to casual dining. So you have to look at your customer base and segment it as you think about strategies. I think for QSR, for that bottom 40%, they do need to communicate the value they offer in a more aggressive way, and they need to put together deals. And that will stress margins for sure. And so a question is, how long are the franchisees, because most of those systems are franchised, willing to live with that margin pressure?
And do you have any evidence or suggestion from history as to how long that might be and the end result it's all going to have?
Well, I think they will benefit a little bit from trade down from casual dining if history is a guide. And so that helps. And some of those customers are willing to spend a little bit more. So it's not just about the value menu. It's also about, again, communicating the value you offer in your full service, in your full priced items more aggressively. But I do think there are limits. You'll start to see some stresses because some franchisees are not as well situated for handling that margin pressure. I think when you look at the casual dining chains, those tend to be more company owned. And so they have a different set of dynamics. They too will stress value. The labor piece of it is a problem, but not as much a problem for them with their check averages as it is for QSR. They will stress value. They will also drive people not so much to reduced priced items, but they'll drive people to the lower price items that are already on their menu that have strong margin dynamics. And that'll be important for them.
Like French fries. I'm trying to think what would be a good example.
A good example, if you go to an Olive Garden, there are some pasta dishes that just have higher margins implicit in them than some of the other items, and they are lower priced. And even with those lower prices, have higher margins. And so you'll see advertising and promotional strategies to feature some of those things.
So I'll be watching closely. Might have to do some channel checks here, test it out. Clarence Otis, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time reacting to all of this today.
Thank you.
Clarence Otis Jr., formerly of Darden.